Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to first grade math. We finished all of our critical standards that we were going over, so now I want to introduce you to some measurements. You might have done some measurements in your class already, but we're going to go back over it. Okay, we're going to order objects by length and understand the length of measurements. Okay, I have a little warm-up for you. By looking at this picture, I would like you to point or either circle the shorter pencil and put an X on the longer pencil. So you look at the picture and say to yourself, which one is the shorter pencil? You can point to it and I will circle it. So looking at these two, they both start at the same line and then they go. Which one is the shorter? Shorter, circle. So we circled the shorter one. And we're going to put an X on the longer one. We chose this one for the longer one because look at where it ends. It doesn't end where this one is, so this one would be the shorter pencil. Let's look at this example. I have some ribbons here that I brought from home. Okay? I'm going to hold them all up. Look at these ribbons. What do you notice about these ribbons? Can I do anything with these ribbons? Could I put them in any order? And can I sort them by tallest to shortest? Okay? So I have these ribbons, and I'm going to lay them out on the table. And I'm going to put them in order. Looking at these ribbons, I have 3, and I'm making sure they all start around the same area. I will see that my blue one is longer than the black, and then the yellow is longer than the black and the blue. So if I was going to put these in order, where should I put the black? Is it longer than the yellow? Is it longer than the blue? I would move my black to the top. Then I would have them in order from shortest to longest. They all start in the same line, and then they go from short to medium to the longest. Now I want to ask you a question. Which one is longer? The blue or the yellow? If you chose yellow, you're correct. The yellow is longer than the blue. The black would come first. The yellow would come last because it is the longest. Could I measure these in a different way? I can turn them and make them long ways. The yellow and the black. The yellow is still longer than the black. Now I have the blue ribbon. Is the blue ribbon now longer than the yellow? The yellow is still longer. Okay, let's look at it in a picture form. I would like you to point to them at home. You could even draw them if you would like. Circle the tallest or the longest. So the tallest or the longest object in each group, and then put an X on the shortest. So if you would like to go ahead and draw your flower, you may. And then your lines in a sailboat. So when we have a word problem, we always underline it. So circle the tallest, put an X on the shortest. So looking at my flower right here, I have this flower and this flower. I see that this one is noticeably taller. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the tallest one. Well, there's only 2, so I know this has to be the shortest. So I'm putting an X on the shortest. Looking at my 3 lines. Remember, you circle the tallest or the longest and put an X on the shortest. Well, I have 3 this time. So, looking at this one, they all start at the same area, but they end at different points. Looking at this one, I see automatically that the blue is the longest. So I'm going to circle the blue. Now, which one is the shortest? Is it the green or the red? They're both shorter than the blue. But which one is the shortest? The red one is the shortest. High five if you picked red for the shortest. All right, now looking at these sailboats. They look pretty much the same to me, but we are circling the tallest and putting an X on the shortest. Go ahead and point to the tallest. They're both starting on the same area, and we're looking for the tallest. I noticed that this one is taller than that one, so I'm going to go ahead and circle this sailboat. I'm going to put an X on this sailboat because that one is the shortest. Here's a way to look at it. Circle the picture of the shortest vehicle and place an X on the longest vehicle, kind of what we just did. So I have a school bus, a taxi cab, and a car. We're going to circle the shortest vehicle. So looking at these, I see the bus is pretty long. The taxi cab is kind of short, and then the car is kind of short also. So I'm going to put a circle on the shortest. Observing my pictures of the bus, the taxi cab, and the car, I automatically see that this taxi cab is the smallest. So I went ahead and circled the taxi cab. Then it says place an X on the picture of the longest vehicle. So already eliminating the taxi cab because that was the shortest, we're going to put an X on the longest. Observing your picture again, is it the bus or the car? Which one would be the longest? If you chose bus, you're correct. The bus would be the longest. The bus is longer than the car and the taxi cab. However, the taxi cab is shorter than the bus and the car. So we circled the taxi cab for the shortest vehicle and put an X on the bus for the longest vehicle. There's another way you can do it. You can put it in order by numbers. Okay? This one says put a number 1 on the picture of the shortest vehicle and place a 3 on the longest vehicle. So looking at our picture again, it's the same picture from the last slide. You're going to put a number 1 on the shortest and a number 3 on the longest. Well, we observed last time that the taxi cab would be the shortest. We circled it, but this time we're going to put a number 1. That would come first if we were ordering them just like we ordered our ribbons. Okay, and then we also observed that the bus was the longest. So we can go ahead and put a 3 on the longest. What would I put on the car? If the first one is the shortest and the bus is the longest, what could we put on the car? Could we put a number 4? Nah. What about a number 2? Because we're putting them in order. So the order would go taxi being the shortest, then the car, and last would be the bus. Bus would be number 3. Okay, can you draw the shapes? Draw the shapes in order from the tallest to the shortest. Remember, always make sure you double check yourself. The tallest to the shortest. You're going to look at your shapes and you're going to draw them from the tallest shape first to the smallest shape in order. By looking at these, we see that the triangle is pretty decent size. We notice that the circle is very large, and then the square is smaller. Which one do you think would come first? The tallest, in order from the tallest to the shortest. Did you guess the circle? The circle would come first. Okay? Then, looking at our other 2 shapes, which one would come next? Which one would be the next tallest shape? The square or the triangle? When comparing the square to the triangle, we notice that the triangle is larger than the square. So that one would come next. I put a 2 on the triangle because I'm putting them in order from tallest to shortest. The square would be our third one. The square is the shortest. So it asks us to draw the shapes in order. We would draw a circle because that one was first. The next one would be a triangle. And then the shortest or the last one would be the square. We ordered the shapes from tallest to shortest. Okay, look at this one. Draw lines to show which pencil is the tallest and which pencil is the shortest. Just like we compared our ribbons, which one would be the tallest and which one would be the shortest? Go ahead and point to the tallest pencil. They're all starting on this line. Which one would be the tallest? By looking up here, I see that this blue pencil would be the tallest. So I'm going to draw a line to show that this one is the tallest. All right, both the green and the yellow are shorter than the blue pencil. But which one is the shortest? They're both shorter than the blue, but which one is the shortest? The yellow one is the shortest. It is shorter than this green one. So rereading our question, draw lines to show which pencil is the tallest and the shortest. So when we drew our lines, which pencil was the tallest? The blue pencil was the tallest. Which one was the shortest? The yellow pencil was the shortest. I put a 3 to tell us that that was the shortest. And then the green is the medium one. Boom says the red cup is the shortest. Do you agree? Why or why not? Look at this picture. Boom says that the red cup is the shortest. Do we agree? Let's explore our picture. The yellow one starts on the line, the blue one starts on the line, but this red one does not start on the line. Just like the last question, I'm going to draw a line to show the height of the cups. So there's the yellow, here's the blue, and then let's draw a line for the red. So Boom says that the shortest cup is the red cup. Notice the line of the red cup. Is it shorter than the line of the yellow cup or the blue cup? No, it's not shorter than the line of the yellow cup. If Boom saw that the cup did not start on the line, he would notice that the cup should go about this tall. So with the red cup being that tall and the blue cup and the yellow cup, do you agree with Boom that the red cup is the shortest? Yes or no? I disagree. The red cup is not the shortest. The yellow cup is the shortest. When you're measuring your cups or anything, you got to make sure they all start at the same point. With this red cup not starting at the same point, we look at it, it does look shorter, but they all have to start at the same point. If all these cups started at the same point, Boom would notice that the yellow cup was the shortest cup. That's why we do not agree with Boom. They all need to start at the same point. If I took my ribbons to measure them in order and I started them at different lengths, this black one looks like it's the longest, but it's not. All the things that you measure need to start at the same point. Because like Boom said, the black one looks to be the longest, but it's not because they need to all start at the same length. I challenge you at home to find things around the house and put them in order according to their length or their height. Their length can go this way or their height. You can use 3 things, 2 things, or multiple things. For example, I had these 3 ribbons. I'm ordering them in height or length. If you look at my ribbons, they're not in order for the length. I would have to move them around to get them in order. Remember, when you order the things at home, they all need to start at the same point. That's your challenge for today. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me with first grade math, and I can't wait to see you on Friday.